Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm going to tell you about diabetes and all the important information you need to know about it. First of all, diabetes has 3 different levels: type 1, type 2, and gestational. Type 1 is very serious. Typically, you have to give yourself an insulin shot or take medicine to regulate it. Type 2, sometimes you need insulin, usually the medicine can help. Now, gestational, normally when women are pregnant, they can become, sometimes when you're pregnant, you can become diabetic, and you'll need insulin or medicine to cure that. And then when the baby's born, typically it solves itself. All 3 types require really paying attention to your glucose levels. And every day you have to monitor them. Morning, afternoon, night, all times during the day you have to pay attention. Now with type 2, you don't have to check it every single day. You still have to pay attention to it, but sometimes you don't need to check it every, single day. Now, what usually happens is you prick your finger. It's a glucose test to check your sugar level. And it should be between, if it's higher than 300, it's really bad. And if it's lower than 80, it's really bad. So you really have to pay attention to that and make sure that you stay within your range. And you control it by taking medicine, following a correct eating plan, and sometimes even using insulin. And I'll explain how to do all that. When you get a meal, you need to have about 45 to 60 grams based on carbs. Carbs are really important. So again, this is for every meal. It's really important. And carbs, they greatly influence the sugar level. When you eat and digest it, it becomes sugar. And it feeds the bloodstream. And it can make it go higher. So you really have to watch what you eat. For example, potatoes have a lot of carbs in them. Bread, pizza, those type things. Even crackers have them in them. Peas, corn, so many things have carbs in them. So you really need to be careful, and it covers a lot of the basic food groups. And every food has natural sugar in it, or some type of sugar. So when you get a meal, you're supposed to have, vegetables and some type of meat. It could be steak or pork or chicken, some type of meat, fish even. And then, some type of fruit on your plate as well, and then a carb. You can't just eliminate carbs altogether. Your body really needs them to function properly. Not a huge portion. You really have to control your portions as well. So you have all of those. And vegetables really don't have carbs in them. Same with fruit. Fruit does have carbs. Why? Because it has natural sugar inside of it. So you have about a half a cup of that, a half a cup of vegetables. So there's fruit and there's sugar, and obviously carbs that are on your plate. And so you have to make sure you measure everything properly so that we can stay between your 45 and 60 grams. It's so important to follow that. And, sometimes you even need to write it down so you can make sure you stay right on track. Typically, before eating, you're supposed to test your sugar level and write it down. That way, when you're done eating, you wait a couple hours. And the reason you wait a few hours is you got to give yourself time to digest it a little bit to see if it's going to affect your sugar level, to make sure, because naturally when you first eat, your sugar goes higher and then it eventually levels out. And then that's when you're going to check it again to make sure it's good, it's not too high, not too low. And if it is, then you can take medicine. It's really important to watch your carb intake so your sugar levels don't skyrocket. You got to keep everything under control and stay safe. Have a good day.